Hi guys, today I have a super easy recipe for you. It's really quick to mix up. This is kind of a southern staple. It's great for an appetizer or just as a snack. What we're going to make today is pimento cheese. You're going to start with one package of cream cheese that's been softened. So we're going to rip that open. We're going to put it into a mixing bowl. I would recommend the bowl that I'm using here is a little bit too small. You'll see me kind of dump some cheese and stuff out of it while I'm trying to stir later. I would probably mix it in a larger bowl and then just transfer it to a smaller bowl once it's all mixed together. So we're going to get that into the bowl. It's not wanting to come off of the foil there. I'm struggling with it a little bit. And this is great to serve either on crackers to spread it on there, or some people actually will form a cheese ball out of it and serve it that way. You could also, if you have like a French baguette bread, slice it into about 1 inch thick slices and you can toast it in the oven and then spread it onto that is good also. Now we're going in with some shredded cheddar cheese. Here you'll see me putting in about half a cup. The full recipe actually ends up being a little bit over a cup because I like a little extra in mine, but the recipe itself would be 1 cup. I'm starting with half of it just to start getting everything mixed in, and then I'll add more later on. And this part is what's going to take the longest, is whenever it comes time to mix everything together, because that cream cheese really is kind of thick. So I'm going to speed up through this process. It probably takes me about 3 or 4 minutes total to get through just mixing that up. Now you can see me in the background struggling to open this little jar of pimentos that I have. And I will say at the grocery store, these are kind of in an odd place. You would think that the pimentos would be next to the olives, but they're usually in some random aisle somewhere else. So I would just ask your store staff where they're at whenever you go. I actually picked these ones up. We have a discount grocery store here where I live, and I ended up getting a little flat box that had 12 jars for $1.99, so I picked those up. So what I did in the background, I was at my sink. The pimentos will have liquid in the jar with them. I just drained the liquid off, and I'm just putting the pimentos themselves into the cheese. And now we're going to go in with some of our seasonings. So first I have this little jar. This is dry ground mustard. I'm putting in a teaspoon of that. Then we're going to go in with some paprika. I'm just doing a couple little shakes. It's probably about 1/4 of a teaspoon to a 1/2 a teaspoon, just depending on your taste preference. Paprika will make things a little bit spicy, so just keep that in mind. The more you add, the spicier it'll be. Now I'm going in with a teaspoon of garlic powder. Now we have Worcestershire sauce, a teaspoon of that also. And then the salt and pepper that we'll add is just to your personal taste preference. I just do about a pinch of each, probably about 1/4 of a teaspoon of each. Now we're going to mix again. So I'm going to speed that up for you. And you want to make sure that you get everything really well incorporated. It's going to take some time, especially, like I said, with the cream cheese being a little bit thick, but you really just want to make sure that you don't have one bite that tastes like nothing but cream cheese and then another bite that has all of your seasoning in there. You really want to get everything mixed in really good. So here's where I'm adding the other part of my cheese in. And next we have some mayo. It's a teaspoon of the mayo getting mixed in there also. This is just to help make it a little bit smoother because this is something that's meant to be spreadable. So now we're going to stir again and get all of that mixed in. And when I'm stirring, you're just kind of take your spoon to the bottom of the bowl and pull what's on the bottom up to the top and then smash it down in and just kind of keep folding it over on itself. And there I'm adding just a little bit extra of the dry mustard powder. You don't have to do that. That's just my personal preference. I like a little bit extra of it in there. And then throwing in a little bit of extra cheese. And this is best. You can eat it now right after it's mixed, but it's best when it's cold. And honestly, the best flavor you'll get from it is if you make this the night before and then serve it the following day. And that's what it'll look like whenever it's finished. But really letting it sit overnight will allow those flavors and spices to really get mixed up and they're really good, and the cheese to absorb those flavors. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and share it with someone else who likes to cook. Also, if you try this recipe, let me know what you thought of it down in the comments. If there's anything else that you guys can think of that you would like to learn how to make, please also let me know that down in the comments, and I'll do my best to try to make a video on whatever you guys are interested in. I'll be doing a lot of holiday baking and cookie videos coming up, so please stay tuned for those, and thank you so much for watching.